In the last topic of this module, let's consider some ways in which we can optimize VMs that we've already created. The tool we'll use for this purpose is Hyper-V Manager. And by the way, the Windows 10 version of Hyper-V Manager can also manage Hyper-V services running on Windows 8.1, Windows Server 2012, and Windows Server 2012 R2. The resources that we can optimize include virtual hard drives, virtual memory, virtual network cards, and devices that we may wish to make available in a VM session that normally wouldn't be. Now, as a general rule, you can always make changes to VMs when they are stopped. There are some things you cannot change on a running VM, but there are some exceptions. You can add a VHDX to a SCSI controller, expand the size of a VHDX on a SCSI controller, connect to a different virtual switch, and extend the limits of dynamic memory. In fact, in Windows 10, you can even add or remove a virtual network card while a VM is running, although, of course, that might disrupt any networked sessions that you're running in that VM. And you can change RAM allocations even if you haven't enabled dynamic memory. Optimizing virtual hard drives is something you'll use the edit disk command to accomplish. You can compact the size of a VHD or VHDX, convert it, expand it, or if it's a differencing disk, merge it with its parent. The inspect disk command in the console is basically a property viewer, but it can reconnect a differencing disk to its parent if the differencing disk got lost on aisle 10. Memory tweaking is critical to good VM performance. You can let Client Hyper-V make its own decisions about how much RAM a VM needs by enabling dynamic memory and setting minimum and maximum values. Now you can also adjust the weight of one VM's memory allocation with respect to other VMs that you may be running on the same host. With virtual network cards, you can set bandwidth limitations so that one VM doesn't overwhelm the network link with traffic. Finally, enhanced session mode lets VMs see devices on the physical host, such as flash drives, but you need at least Windows 8.1 on the guest for this to work. This is a convenient feature if you've got Generation 2 virtual machines that don't have an IDE controller and can't normally see the physical DVD drive of the host machine. And with that, let's see how we might do all this in the final demo for this module. In the Hyper-V Manager, I can go to the Actions pane and select the Edit Disk command. And I can browse to a disk location. And you can see I have the compact disk choice here to reduce the size of the VHD, although its ultimate storage capacity remains the same. I can convert it, and there will be various choices that will appear over here on the left when you make that choice. And I can also expand the capacity of the disk as well. The inspect disk command is here. It just basically tells me some information about the VHD. It's dynamically expanding. There's the name of it, current size, maximum size. On the memory side, I can right-click a VM, choose Settings, and take a look at the memory. Here I can adjust the startup RAM. I can choose to permit Client Hyper-V to adjust memory based on the requirements of the VM. If I select that, I can also specify a buffer to be reserved by Hyper-V. Even if I don't have dynamic memory selected, in Windows 10 Client Hyper-V, you can change the amount of memory allocated to a VM even while it is running. Down here you can see a slider for adjusting the relative priority of this VM in terms of memory resources. As far as the network adapter goes, I can tune it by enabling bandwidth management. I can set a maximum bandwidth so that if I have multiple VMs, one of them doesn't hog the network adapter on the physical machine. I can actually remove a network adapter or add a network adapter to a running VM. That's another improvement in Windows 10 Client Hyper-V. And if I expand this node and choose advanced features, you can see that I can come in and configure the MAC address, the DHCP guard, router guard, other features, port mirroring, and NIC teaming, whereby network adapters can be combined to create a single logical network adapter. And that's it for this module. Coming up is a discussion of BitLocker and Windows To Go, two technologies you may wish to make part of your Windows 10 deployment plan.